So this is the new IP67 waterproof and dustproof and drop resistant DMR digital two-way radio with GPS from Retevis. So just some of the top line features of this radio. As I say, it is DMR and analog, so it works on either VHF or UHF. It's single band. It has an output power of 1 watt at low power and 5 watts at high power. It has 1,000 channels, and the frequency range for VHF is 136 to 174 megahertz, and for the UHF model it's 400 to 480 megahertz. As I said, it's IP67 waterproof, dustproof and drop resistant, and that means it will survive at a metre deep in water for around an hour. So the RT8 is perfect for amateur or commercial use. You can program it from the keypad, which is great for when you're out in the field, when you need to make quick changes to the code plug that you've put inside your radio. It does support firmware updates, so you get the latest features and improvements via firmware updates, which are available from the Retevis website. It has all the usual things like kill and activate for DMR, GPS, it sends messages over DMR, and it has CTCSS and DCS for the analog side of things, and it has private call, group call and all call and digital modes. In the package you get obviously one DMR radio, you get a lithium ion battery, you get a power adapter and a charger base, a belt clip, a waterproof earpiece, a high gain antenna, a short antenna, and a user manual. So if we look at the radio itself, you can see we've got 2 programmable buttons on the side there. The PTT is in the middle of them, so you can program those up in the software to do specific functions. The PTT and all these buttons are all sealed by a rubber gasket because of the IP67 rating. On the front we've got the full keypad, which a lot of these radios have, and we've got the little colour screen as well, and the speakers on the front. On the right hand side we've got a speaker mic port. Now this is the sort of 2-pin port, Kenwood style, but as I say, these radios do have their own chip for programming cables, so just bear that in mind. And then on the back we've got the battery, and you can just see inside the battery compartment there we've just got some information about the radio. You can see that the output is 5 watts, and then the battery there is a 7.4 volt 2200 milliamp hour battery, and again this is all sealed with a rubber gasket to keep water out. So if we click on menu there, you can see that brings up the menu settings. We've got contacts, so you can go through your contact list, you can add a new contact, or you can manually dial a contact. We've got scan, so you can go in and change your scan settings on there. You can also do that in the software. We've got zone, which allows you to access the different zones that you've got in the radio. As you can see, I've got a few programmed in here. We've got messages, because you can send messages over DMR, so we've got the inbox, write, quick text, which you can pre-assign in the programming software, and you can look at what you've sent and received. We've got the call log, so other radios that speak to you on yours will be logged in there. We've got utilities, so this is where the radio settings are. So we've got talk around settings, tones and alerts, that's like keypad tones, power level, the backlight, squelch, the intro screen, so what you want it to say when you turn the radio on, keypad lock, language, LED indicator, so you can keep that off. We've got Vox, password protect, clock, and mode, so you can select between channel mode and memory mode there. And if we just go back to radio info, you can see we've got my number, where you put your DMR number in, and you can just see which firmware option we've got there. So should you want to update the firmware, you can check what you've got. And then here's the bit where you program the radio. So as you can see, you can put in your receive and transmit frequencies, you can edit the channel name, you can turn the timeout timer on and off, you've got CTCSS and DCS tones, colour code, repeater slot, TX contact, group list, and that's it. That's everything you need in there to program the radio up manually from the front. So quite simple on the menu side of things, guys. There's nothing different than a lot of the other DMR radios I've covered on this channel, but I just thought I'd show you that in a little bit of detail. Okay guys, so as you can see, not a bad little radio there from Retevis, the RT8. It's a really nice chunky solid radio, and that IP67 just gives it the edge over a lot of others. I mean, you can take it out in the wind and rain, and it's not going to get damaged by water, and it'll survive a moderate drop as well.